Okay, right. So the last class we started with varicose veins, and the point that we ended was the discussion on Trendelenburg test. We will not talk about Trendelenburg test anymore, except for one point that Trendelenburg test tells us about saphenofemoral junction incompetency. So that is the only point to note about in Trendelenburg test. So Trendelenburg tests us or tells us about saphenofemoral junction incompetency. Okay, right. So what we'll start the day today with something called as multiple tourniquet test. So we will start by something called as a multiple tourniquet test. So is the screen visible, everyone? Hello? Okay. Now, how to do the multiple tourniquet test? Now, when we start with the multiple tourniquet test, now the first point is, what is the logic in doing this test? The rationale or the logic in doing this test is that this is the vein that we all know of, and this is the saphenofemoral junction. Now, there are perforators which we know, and these are named technically perforators, and we have talked about these perforators. We are not going to talk about the perforators anymore, but in this picture, then there is one important point to remember. How to know that perforators are incompetent? Now, see this picture. The picture, the screen in front of you shows the great saphenous vein. So this is how the great saphenous vein is going up. Now, in the great saphenous vein, there are perforators, which I'm trying to show you by this color. And what is important is these perforators are responsible for reflux if they are incompetent. That means if the perforators are at problem, blood which should normally, remember the picture in a perforator, this is the picture of a perforating vein. That means this is the superficial vein, this is the deep vein. The normal direction is towards the deep vein. Please remember that the arrow is towards the deep vein. In a pathology, what happens is this arrow gets reversed, and the only thing that starts is blood is flowing in a in an opposite direction. So this is what goes about in a case of perforator incompetence. That means that if blood is going in an opposite direction, the superficial vein is going to go exactly like this. That means if there is a perforator that is incompetent, then blood will be going back in this region. So try to understand this picture once again. In this picture, what is important is the black line shows you the trunk of the vein, the great saphenous vein trunk. The yellow dot tells you that there is an incompetent perforator. Now, what is the route to remember? The only route to remember is that see the direction of the arrow. So if there is an incompetent perforator, then remember the main point to understand is only one, that the blood is traveling in an opposite direction and that segment is filled up. So please take minutes to understand this test. So why did you tie many tourniquets? For one single simple reason. If you tie this tourniquet, this is the tourniquet that is tied. Remember, in between the two tourniquets, even if there is blood in this vein, blood cannot come down beyond the tourniquet or blood cannot go up from the vein. So that also logically means that only if there is one and one condition, that is an incompetent perforator, vein will only get distended only if there is a perforator. I will again repeat, So understand the test. The basic logic about this test is, if this is the leg that we have drawn, so remember that this is the tourniquet and this is the tourniquet. So tourniquet T1 and T2. Now, as I have said, this is the great saphenous vein. So whenever you have tied the tourniquet T1 and T2, this segment of the vein, now this segment of the vein is without any blood, because neither blood is coming up nor blood is going down. Now, if this is the picture, then understand that there is a incompetent perforator. Okay. If there is an incompetent perforator, all the blood now is known to go, all the blood is thus known to go exactly like this, and effectively then it is this segment of the vein which will thus be filled up like this. So this is the rationale or logic of the test. That means in this test, what is done is that, just give me a second to take out the video for you. I am just stopping the screen share for a minute. Just give me a minute to take out this one. Yes, I am ready now. Okay, I am ready, everyone. So where is the test? Right. So please see the test now. So the first step is, the examiner is milking down the vein. This is what I did in the first case. The first one, he is tying the tourniquet above the mid-thigh perforator. Tourniquet 2 is below the mid-thigh perforator. Tourniquet 3 is below the below knee perforator. So I will pause at this picture, or let this remain. So please see this video, beautiful video to show you saphenofemoral valve, adductor canal perforator, or the mid-thigh perforator, Hunterian perforator. This is the below knee perforator. So understand that these are the pockets or the ankles perforator. Now, at this step, you are not required to open the tourniquet. The only thing that you are required to do is that just observe, nothing more, just observe, do nothing. No active intervention in this case, just observe. What are you observing? That in between the two tourniquets, which segment of the vein is filled up? That is all that you need to observe. So I will again play the video for you. So the step number 1 is, you need to empty the vein. I will show you the steps again. Don't worry. Understand the steps. The step number 1 is empty the vein. Step number 2, with the vein emptied, tourniquet 1 is above the level of mid-thigh. Tourniquet 2 is below the level of mid-thigh. Tourniquet 3 is below the level of the below knee perforator. So you have saphenofemoral junction, you have a mid-thigh perforator, and then you have tourniquets that are below the below knee perforator. Bas, that is all that I wanted you to understand and remember. Now, if you have understood up to this point, I will again go back. So what happens is a very straightforward, simple thing, sir. So how many tourniquets have we tied? Sir, we have tied, technically, I will erase this picture. So how many tourniquets have we tied? Sir, we have tied 3 tourniquets. Where are these tourniquets tied? So let us have them again and again. So the first one, let us have this as the, what is this junction that I am trying to make? Hello.
Saphenofemoral.
This is the saphenofemoral junction, SFJ. So let us mark the vein by this black dotted line. Okay, so let us mark the great saphenous vein. So in this dotted mark is the GSV, the great saphenous vein. Now let us tie the tourniquet. Let us take this color. and then let us have this sparkle gun with me. So, oh, let us mark those tourniquet. What is this tourniquet that I am trying to show you? Is the mid-thigh perforator. This is the above knee perforator, and this is the below knee perforator. These are those ankle perforators. Remember, 5, 10, 15 perforators in that. Now, how to tie the tourniquet, or where will I tie the tourniquet? Let us take this color, or let us take this one. I like the sparkle thing. So the first tourniquet, remember, so the now where did you tie the first tourniquet? Let us again see the video. Sorry, let us again see the video. Okay, so where did you tie the first tourniquet? I will again go back. First tourniquet is tied below the SFJ. Second tourniquet is tied, remember, first tourniquet is tied above the mid thigh. Second tourniquet is tied below the level of the mid thigh perforator. So understand the test once again. So that means if I'm making a tourniquet by this picture, the tourniquet one, let it make it big. Tourniquet one is this one. So this is tourniquet one. Where did I tie the tourniquet one? Above the level of the mid-thigh perforator. What is tourniquet 2? Below the level of the mid-thigh perforator. So this is tourniquet 2. And what is tourniquet 3? Tourniquet 3 is below the level of the knee perforator. Have I made you understand up till this concept? Hello. This is a concept that many postgraduates even don't understand. Why are we tying the tourniquets like this? Have you understood up till this point?
Please repeat.
I will again repeat. This is, what is this perforator that I have tried to draw? This is the mid-thigh perforator. Okay. What is this perforator, sir? This is the above knee perforator. What is this perforator? This is the below knee perforator. And what are these perforators? These are the ankle perforators. Now, what is important is, where is the tourniquet one? Where is the tourniquet one? Above the level of the mid-thigh perforator. Now, understand that if the patient has a mid-thigh perforator problem, please listen to this carefully and understand this. What will be the next picture if I have a patient who has a mid-thigh perforator problem? Understand this. This is which tourniquet? Hello. This is which tourniquet
T1.
that I T1. This is which tourniquet? T2. This is which tourniquet? T3. Now tell me, if the mid-thigh perforator is at problem or abnormal mid-thigh perforator, then what is your observation? Sir, my observation
Prominent veins
is
between T1 and T2.
beautiful, sir. That means this is the area that is going to be prominent. Whereas the other parts, what happens to the veins? If there is no perforator problem, they will remain collapsed. Very good point said. Now consider the next point. What if there is a problem between, or the above knee perforator is incompetent. So for example, this perforator is incompetent. Then again come to the T1, T2 story. This is T1, this is T2, and this is T3. That's it. In this case, what is the picture expected to look like? This is the picture that is expected to be looking like. This area and this area will remain collapsed. Have I made you understand up till this? Hello?
Sir, how to differentiate above knee and below knee?
No, very good. Then, sir, you need to tie the tourniquets very closely. Then you need to tie maybe another tourniquet like this. Okay. Then that means you can tie a number of tourniquets. So, but if you have located something above knee and below knee, that is easy to locate. Okay. Now, in a similar way, by this time you must have understood what I am trying to show you. What if the ankle perforators are at problem? Again, it is simple thing to understand. This is T1, this is T2, and this is T3. Now, what is the main story behind this then? What will happen in this area? Sir, it is this area, this part of the vein, which will be diseased, but the other parts of the vein are normal. Have you understood this picture? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you want to take a screenshot, please do, because I have to erase this thing out. This is not like my other application, so I have to erase this part out. Okay. Right.
স্যার if multiple লেভেলে পারফোরেটর প্রবলেম থাকে তাহলে তো অনেকগুলো লেভেলেই ভেন্স গুলো কনজেস্টেড হয়ে থাকবে।
Say for example, this patient, he has both a mid-thigh perforator problem as well as ankle perforator problem. So, can you see what I drew, sir, in this one? Definitely,
Yes, sir.
that is the reason you did a multiple tourniquet test. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Have
Okay,
I
sir.
made you understand? Okay. Chalo.
Yes,
ठीक है.
sir.
Then good one. So this completes the test called as multiple tourniquet test. Please see the method how to elicit. Take 5 minutes in writing this. Take a screenshot if you like, and then we'll proceed. Please tell me when you have completed writing. Please tell
স্যার এই
me when you have
পয়েন্ট নাম্বার 3 তে পিআরএফ লেখা আছে, এটার মানেটা কি স্যার?
perforator.
বুঝলেন, above আর knee, above আর knee।
Above and below the perforators, I should have said.
Done, sir.
Done?
Sir, wait 1 minute.
Yeah, so please take time.
Done, sir.
Anyone more so that
No, sir,
Okay.
proceed.
solo then? Thank you. So I think we'll proceed now to the next test. So remember that the multiple tourniquet test, why is this multiple tourniquet test done? Why did you do the multiple tourniquet test? To locate the anatomical perforator. Have you written up till this? Hello, have you written up till this?
Yes, sir.
Good. Let us come to the next test and the last test. Now, the last test is called as a modified Perthes test. Why do this test? Remember that the answer to this is that the answer to this is to rule out not exactly an acute DVT, the rule out a chronic DVT, or technically enough, if you want to have a straightforward answer, to rule out a block in the deep vein. Now understand the test. The test philosophy is very simple. As I have said, there are two sets of veins that drain the leg, the superficial vein and the deep veins. So this is the deep vein, this is the superficial vein. Now, if there is a clot or a in the deep vein, that means blood is now going to be more in the superficial vein, and it is now going to be like a varicose vein. But the problem is, if you tie the tourniquet, remember, or on the other hand, what I can do is that I can tie a tourniquet, and remember, at this point, and through this tourniquet, I am stopping all circulation of blood, or at least venous return from the superficial vein. So if I am stopping the venous return from the superficial vein, then the only route that the blood has to go is through the deep vein. Understand it again. So the logic of this test is very straightforward. Just let us go back to the first picture that I started the day. So remember that blood comes from the heart. The blood is returned by something called as a muscle pump. Now, if there is a block in the muscle pump, blood has difficulty in going. Based on this test, the main notion of this story is that if there is a block in the vein, understand this, I'm repeating this again and again, then blood can go through this vein down. But if you tie a tourniquet, then what is the biggest problem? Superficial veins are not allowed to take the blood. So the blood has to go through the deep veins, and when the deep veins are blocked, there is only one thing that can happen. It is going to be a painful limp. Plus, remember that all the blood is going to come back, and the veins or the varicose veins will become more prominent. Now, this test was initially done originally by Perthes by tying a Eschmach's bandage, which is, you may have seen that in orthopedics. An Eschmach's bandage stops all superficial circulations. So the only route is use of a deep vein. But what we have done is that we don't get an Eschmach's bandage every day. So what we did was we used something called as a simple tourniquet, and see the test. And in this test, the only simple thing that you have to do is that you have to tell the patient to elevate the leg, again tie the tourniquet, that's it, and tell the patient to walk or exercise. Now the only problem of walking is that the patient can walk away from the exam hall. So please mention that the patient stays in the exam hall. Now, if the veins get more prominent and painful, what is your conclusion? What is your conclusion if they are more prominent? Block in deep vein. But see, for example, this leg. Even if the patient has done a walking, remember this. Now, this is called as positive Perthes. I am not very good with positive and negative things. But what I do understand is that simply tell the patient to walk or do a tiptoe. Tiptoe means, you have seen what is a tiptoe movement. That means tell the gastrocnemius soleus contraction. Bas, that's it. So this is called as a modified Perthes. Either the patient walks or does a ankle dorsiflexion or plantar flexion. So this is all about the test. Have you written up till this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So please take a minute in completing this, and then you go to the Viva questions.
যে পিকচারটা আপনি এটা বোঝালেন ওই পিকচারটা আরেকবার খুলতে পারবেন?
কোনটা স্যার?
স্যার যে সুপারফিশিয়াল ডিপ পারফোরেটরটা যেখানে ছিল আপনি একটা গ্রিন কালার দিয়ে প্লট এঁকেছেন।
ওকে ওকে, ঠিক আছে, আগে এইটা শেষ হতে দাও। Let people complete the writing.
Sir, excuse me.
Yeah, please go on.
Sir, this is the only test where we are asking the patient to walk, and in the rest two tests, we just ask
The patient to stand up.
patient to stand, and then we observe the.
Exactly. Okay, If you have
Sir?
completed, yeah,
হাঁটতে বলছি কেন?
In the
because sir, very simple. Sir, you are requiring, I will just show you one picture. I will just show you one picture. Let people complete the writing. And then, if you have completed the writing, and then we'll proceed. Hello.
Yes, sir. Done.
এখানে টুর্নিকেটটা
Done?
কোথায় বাঁধছি আমরা? Where are we tying
Sir,
the
below the SFJ.
Okay.
Okay, completed. Chalo. So we go to the test that you are asking to be shown. Some people ask me, why did I ask the patient to walk? In this picture, can you understand why is walking very important? Either you can tell the patient to do a tiptoe. This also does the same effect. So please understand, it is the walking maneuver which, what is this muscle that I'm trying to show you?
Triceps.
Is the
Soleus.
triceps. Come on, man.
The
It
calf
is
muscle.
it is called as
Gastrocnemius muscle.
the gastrocnemius soleus. So what does the gastrocnemius soleus do? It pumps the blood to the heart. So it is equivalent to walking or doing again a tiptoe movement, plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. So if there is a clot in the deep vein, as you can see in the picture, this is the clot. What will happen to the blood flow? Blood flow will not happen. So what will happen in that? If there is a blood flow block, there will be severe bursting type of pain. Bus. Okay. Have you understood the problem? Can I proceed?
sir,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
in the multiple tourniquet test, why are we removing the tourniquet towards the end? I mean, in the
Because no, that is not a part of the test exactly. You can remove the tourniquet because at the end of the test, remember that if there are veins or the segments of the veins that are not distended, you may complete the test by removing the tourniquet and then to see the filling of the vein. But that does not have any significance. The main part of the significance is have the tourniquet left tied. With the tourniquets in position, see which segment of the vein becomes incompetent. Okay?
স্যার
Yeah.
ডিপ যদি কোনো ব্লক থাকে তাহলে কি ভ্যারিকোসিটি ওই ব্লকের নিচে অবধি লিমিটেড থাকবে?
Definitely. If there is a deep vein like this, think of it. Then this is a superficial vein. There are multiple communications. Now consider that there is a block in this part. Okay. If there is a block in this part, very simple. Blood is trying to go like this. So what blood will try to do is that blood will try to come like this and will make the vein then varicose. This is the root of blood.
ওকে স্যার।
Okay. Chalo. So I think we'll remove this marking. Come to the
স্যার
question
এই
answer.
জন্য কি
And,
ডিপ ভেন থ্রম্বোসিসের পেশেন্টদের টিপটো মুভমেন্ট করতে অ্যাডভাইস করা হয় যাতে ব্লাডটা বেটার ফ্লো হয়?
No. Acute DVT, remember that acute DVT, okay, you do not do any tests so that the clot can dislodge. Okay, no test like there was a test called as Human's test. There was a test called as Moses test. These tests are not done anymore. And if an examiner is asking you, these are tests which are condemned because in an acute DVT, when there is an active clot, if you do this tiptoe movement, what is going to happen to that clot? It is going to get dislodged and it is going to go to a pulmonary embolism, and that's a dangerous thing. In a chronic DVT, yes, you may ask the patient to walk with the hope that it forms something called as a venous collateral. But again, this is not a very, very happy event or a very good treatment for this. In a post-operative period, remember, why should people be encouraged to walk? To prevent a DVT. Remember, if you allow the patient to walk quickly, you allow the circulation to happen, the pump to work. Understand that, say for example, you are traveling in a train or a flight or a bus, and you are unable to walk for next 12 hours. At the end of 12 hours, see what is the state of your ankle and the calf. This is exactly the point. Or in a long journey, what is the movement that you do to your ankles? You usually go for dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Okay? Can I proceed now?
স্যার বলছি অ্যাকিউট আছে না ক্রনিক ডিভিটি, ওটা কিভাবে বলবো, মানে হিস্ট্রি থেকে কি বোঝা যাবে?
Acute DVT is a painful swelling of the limb. Acute DVT is always an acute event, painful, sudden onset, painful swelling of the limb. Maybe with fever, maybe with a distal edema, but pain is sudden and with a cuff swelling. Okay, chalo. Now the last few questions before we go to this part. Oh, this is something that we'll write now rather than read. Okay, so now let us come to the first question of the day. So the first question of the day today is, what is your diagnosis? Now, majority of answers for you in MBBS, remember, are one-liners, 1 to 2 liners, words, lines, etc. I do not like to have long answers in an MBBS exam. Okay, examiners are not wishing to hear that long tests. So what is your diagnosis? Sir, my answer is, sir, the diagnosis is a 52-year-old gentleman varicose vein involving great saphenous vein. I hope all of you understand what is GSV, great saphenous vein. Second thing, then tell that which perforator is incompetent. So tell that perforator incompetent is mid thigh and ankle. Third point, SFJ is incompetent. Fourth point, complicated by lipodermatosclerosis and ulcer. Oh, sorry, venous ulcer. Have you completed writing up till this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question.
SF যেটা কি করে বুঝেছিলাম?
Sir, you did not attend the last class. The last class we discussed about it, no, sir? We told about this one. In the last class, we told about something called as the Brody-Trendelenburg test. This test was discussed in details in the last class. And why do we do these tests? Therefore, this is something called as SFJ.
Yes, sir.
Trendelenburg test. Okay, right. Chalo. Now, the next question is, after this, is why did you say so? Or why did you say this to be a varicose vein? Why did you say this to be a varicose vein? What is your answer? Sir, the veins in the lower limb appear to be dilated, tortuous, elongated, and anything more that I'm missing out?
The flow of blood is in opposite direction.
Flow of blood is in opposite direction. Bus, very good. Thank you, sir. Can I proceed then? Hello?
Yes.
Good. So if this is then, just a minute. Okay. So the next question in concern is then, what are the points in favor of your diagnosis that this patient has an incompetent SFJ? Or question is, why did you say the SFJ is incompetent? The answer for this is on doing a test called as Brody Trendelenburg. Now, if you want to forget the name Brody, no problem, but please remember the name Trendelenburg test. I could see reflux of blood from SFJ to the vein. Oh, by the way, which vein? Great saphenous vein. Next question. Where is SFJ located? Answer. 4 centimeter below, bus, and
lateral
4 centimeter lateral to
pubic tubercle.
pubic tubercle. Very good. Very good. Okay. Right. Now the next question. Why did you say perforators were incompetent? Next question. Why did you say perforators were incompetent? Were incompetent. What is the answer to this one? Sir, in doing what test? I forgot the name of the test. Multiple tourniquet test. Very good. Now the next question is, okay, what are complications of varicose veins? What are complications of varicose vein? VV is varicose vein. Sir, complications can be, number one, long-standing varicose veins can produce venous hypertension, which leads to lipodermatosclerosis, which can lead to pigmentation, discussed in the last class, can also lead to venous ulcer. Beyond this, patient can have cosmetic or cosmesis problems. Okay, so complete. Chalo. The next question after this.
Sir,
What
perforator
is the
incompetence, sir? Perforator incompetence
Sir,
নিয়ে আমরা কি টুর্নিকেট টেস্ট কিছু মেনশন করব যে টুর্নিকেট টেস্টও আমরা এরকম পারফোরেটর ইনকম্পিটেন্সের সাইন্স পেয়েছিলাম?
Yes, you can, sir. Sir, you can. If you want to say what are your observations, you can always. This is always a good sign.
ফার্স্ট টুর্নিকেট টেস্ট করে তারপরে কনফার্ম
right.
একদম মাল্টিপল।
Yes. Very good. Okay. Now, the next question is, why did this varicose vein develop? Now we are talking little bit of theory. Why did this varicose vein develop? Or technically enough, the examiner wants to know what is the etiology of the varicose vein. The answer for this is one word. This is a primary varicose vein. Question. Why does a primary varicose vein develop? Or what is the difference between primary and a secondary varicose vein. Okay, the answer for this is primary varicose veins are those which are developing because of 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 reasons. So it can be any of the 4 reasons. What are they? Number 1, primary varicose veins, or you may be asked, what is a primary? Should I increase the thickness of my color pencil so that I can write, or is this text size okay?
Okay, sir.
Sir,
Okay, right.
Okay, sir.
So if now talk about primary varicose vein, what is a primary? Why does a primary varicose vein? Sir, no specific etiology is identified. No specific etiology is identified. So people have proposed 1, 2, 3, 4. What are the causes? Valve incompetency. Point number 2, weakness in wall of veins. Point number 3, weakness and wasting of surrounding muscle. Not a very strong factor, but still is. Last one, stretching of deep fascia. My handwriting is not that good, so please remember this is done. Okay, sure. 4 reasons. The examiner can ask you, in this patient, what are the points that goes in favor that this is a primary varicose vein? So the picture is very clear. Valves are incompetent. Okay, this may be the reason. Okay, and the incompetent valves in this patient could have led to both SFJ problems as well as perforator problems. Okay, right? Hello.
yes, sir.
Okay, right. Can I proceed?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, next question. What is a secondary varicose vein? 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 The answer for this is secondary varicose veins form due to number 1, internal block. Best example of internal block is a deep vein thrombosis. At least this is something that all has to say. Examiner can ask you any more cause of a secondary varicose vein. Yes, if there is a arteriovenous communication or a arteriovenous fistula. Okay. Honors question. Examiners can ask you, can you name a congenital cause of an AV fistula that produces a varicose vein? The answer for this is yes, sir. I have heard of a syndrome called as Klippel-Trenaunay syndrome. Bas, this is enough for an MBBS exam. Not a single word up to beyond this. AV communication is this. Okay. Other causes rare could have been external pressure on a vein. Example being, as I have said, abdominal lump. Some people say that example. Do you would like to suggest something? Sir, maybe a pelvic tumor. Bus. That's it. If you are required to know what is the primary, what is the secondary vein, okay. Can I proceed then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right. Next question is, why is varicosity or varicose vein, VV is varicose vein, common in lower limb? Answer: because of erect posture. Number 2, long column of blood has to be supported by veins with valves which can be damaged easily. Bus. As I've said, in an exam, I will be saying in sentences, not a paragraph, please. Have you written up till this?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right. So now the next question is, what are the components of venous system of lower limb? What are the components of the venous system of the lower limb? Question: what are the component of venous system of lower limb? Answer: sir, veins in lower limb are divided up deep veins, superficial veins, and are perforator veins. Then the examiner can ask you, name the perforator. Name the perforator. We have discussed it in the last class. We will not be discussing it today. Name the perforator. Okay, right. Now the next question is, after these things are done, oh, by the way, when I talked about perforator, it is better to talk about that perforators are two types. They are named perforator and they are unnamed perforator. Okay, right. So this is this. For a more advanced level question, you can be asked, what are direct perforators and what are indirect perforators? Now, this is not a very standard term, but old examiners can ask you this question. Direct perforator means the superficial vein drains into directly the deep veins. Can you give an example in which the superficial vein drains into the deep vein?
SFJ.
Very good. So the best point is SFJ or the SPJ. Good one. So this is the example. The rest of them are very easy to understand. Are example of something called as, this is superficial vein, this is deep vein, and this is a perforator or an indirect perforator. IP is indirect perforator. What is the normal direction of blood flow? Like this. Done. Come to the next question. Sorry. Come to the next question. Is, what are the factors that favor the venous return to the heart? Question: what are the factors that favor the venous return to the heart? What are the physiological factors that favor the venous return to the heart? What are the physiological factors that favor the venous return to the heart? Just a second. The answer for this. So the question was factors for venous return. The answer for this is number 1, negative pressure in thorax. Number 2, calf muscle pump. Number 3, something called vis a turgo. Bus, that's it. So number 3 is something called vis a turgo. What is vis a turgo? It means that veins are accompanied by, parallelly in anatomy you are taught, what is the other thing that is exactly by the side of the vein? There is something called as the artery. The arterial pulsations are known to help in the venous return. So this effect is something called as the vis a turgo. I will again explain what is vis a turgo due to arterial pulsation. Okay, chalo, complete. Done?
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, ambulatory pressure টাও তো আসতে পারে ফ্যাক্টর যে মানে
Maybe.
বলেছিলেন।
Definitely, sir. That is due to ambulatory. But again, the main issue is that I have to stay in the MBBS boundary. I cannot go beyond the MBBS boundaries. Okay, I can go on hours, but you have to complete. Okay, chalo, done. Can I proceed? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if I can proceed, next question. What is your plan of treatment in this case, or how will you manage this case? What is your treatment plan in this case, or how will you manage this case? Okay, how will you manage this case? Sir, in management of the case, my answer is I will like to do investigations to confirm my diagnosis. Can you read my handwriting? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. To confirm my diagnosis of what? Of a perforator incompetence, of a deep vein thrombosis, its presence or absence, by doing a color Doppler B mode ultrasound. I will again repeat. Sir, what I will do? Sir, I will do a color Doppler B mode ultrasound. What is the statement that I said? Sir, what is the thing that I said in this part? I will like to confirm my diagnosis is the first statement. But this is all that you need to do for the exam. Advanced, I will be talking not now. Number B, after investigations are done, the treatment is dependent on the point number 1, presence or absence of DVT. Presence or absence of DVT. And point number 2, which system is affected is what you are required to know. Okay, that's it. Have you written up till this? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. If you have written
Yes,
up till
sir.
this, next question. If the patient is picked up to have a DVT, then how does it change your treatment? If the patient has DVT on a Doppler, then how does it treat, or how does it change your treatment? The answer for this is, in presence of a DVT, superficial vein surgery cannot be done. superficial vein surgery cannot be done, as this is the only pathway of venous return. Bus. Okay. Hello. Completed this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Next. What next question is, what are the points that are seen on a DVT? What are the imaging or what are the observations from a, sorry, in a DVT, very sorry. What are the observations in a color Doppler? What are the observations in a color Doppler? Sir, observations in a color Doppler. What are the observations in a color Doppler? Sir, the observations in a color Doppler are, point number 1, whether the deep vein is patent or blocked. Point number 2, reflux through perforator. Bus. As I've said, answers are very specific, 2 lines only. I don't need big answers. Bus. That's it. You are not required to know anything more than this. Good. Chalo. Next. What are the treatment that is done, or what are the treatment modalities or options? Simple answer. The treatment modality and the options includes, number 1, compression dressing, oblique, graduated, elastic, compression, stocking. What is that meaning? I will tell you this one. Okay. Till, no, sorry. Either the patient uses any of this till the operation. Right? Point number 2. For surgery for varicose vein. Have you written up till this? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Go. If written up till this, then the next point. At this point. So, what is a role of, or what is the role of elastic stockings or graduated elastic stocking? What is the role of elastic stocking or graduated elastic stocking? What is the role of graduated elastic stocking? Now, the role of graduated elastic stocking is, it goes from the level of the thigh, and then, like any other stocking, what is important is, in this one, the stocking is worn by the patient from the thigh to the ankle. Now, what is important is the foot is free. I should have drawn the foot is free. But the more the patient, but remember that the compression, say for example, at the thigh is 70 millimeter of mercury. The more the compression at the knee can be 80, at the calf can be 90, at the ankle the compression pressure is, say for example, 100 millimeters. That means more we are going down, the compression that is by the stocking is more. Can you tell me why have the manufacturers made it like this?
নিচের দিকে
Because
প্রেসারটা বেশি হচ্ছে তার জন্য
very
আমাকে
simple, very
প্রেসার
simple, exactly. So that means the venous pressure, the more we are going down, what happens to the venous pressure? The venous pressure is increasing. So if the venous pressure is increases, something to stop that vein from bulging out, or the pressure that you need to compress upon the vein, that also needs to increase. So that is the logic about using something called as a graduated elastic stocking. Good question from good examiners or good students. What is the role of a crepe bandage? Can you tell me what is the role of a crepe bandage? Can a crepe bandage have the same effect? Crepe bandage can only give a compression. But what does a crepe bandage lack? Crepe bandage lacks the increasing compression. What a crepe bandage can do is that crepe bandage can give an uniform pressure across the limb. So all of you, I hope, use or have used one point of your time a crepe bandage in life. So that is something called as a crepe bandage. Job done is about this part. Now talk about what are the surgical options for this patient. We are coming to the end of this case, then we'll take a break. শ্যামলদা কখন ব্রেক হবে বলে দিও, আমাদের 1 ঘন্টা হয়ে গেছে। হ্যালো,
আচ্ছা 3 ব্রেক এরকম করছে আপনাদের।
Okay. So guys, we'll have a quick break within 10 minutes. I thought about doing a couple of MCQ discussions with you today, because these things, after we have done around these long cases, I thought about doing some MCQ discussions today. Now, what is important is after this thing is done, the next question is, what are the, oh, by the way, before I go to surgery, any role of medications, or does medicines have any role? Again, single line answer, calcium dobesilate used in early stage of the disease. Used in early stage of the disease may have a role. But I do not believe in these magic things. So I only believe in surgery. Now, what are the surgical principles of treatment? Again, 2 words. Number 1, ligation of SFJ. Point number 2, ligation of perforator. Number 3, removal of varicose vein by stripping. So these are the 3 principles of treatment. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, right. Ligation of SFJ and this. Next question. What is the name of the operation that is done in a varicose vein? So the name of the operation is called as Trendelenburg operation. Okay, that's it. Very good. Trendelenburg operation. Have we written up till this?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
good. Next question. Before the operation, what are the mandatory checklists to be followed, or before the operation, what is the mandatory points to be noticed before the operation? Can you tell me, before you take up the patient for operation, what is the minimum requirement before the operation is planned? What is the minimum requirement for this operation.
Rule out
Only one. Bus. That's it, sir. Rule out DVT. Any other thing, sir? Yes, sir. Rule out coagulopathy. Because remember, you are operating on a vein, a vessel. So if there is problem with coagulation, things will not be very happy for you. So this is this simple procedure. But this is all that you need to know. Now, till this point, has every one of you written this? Hello.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Believe me that beyond this point, I
Sir,
will
both
like to
acute and chronic. Sir, both acute and chronic
always,
DVT you
always,
have to
always,
rule out?
always.
Yeah, only chronic DVT.
All forms of DVT. All forms of DVT needs to be ruled out. So no question about
Okay,
having
sir.
an operation in presence of this one. Believe
Sir,
me that
pressure to-
beyond
pressure to
this
7
point, always remember, this is where an undergraduate questioning usually ends. Beyond this, what I'm going to tell you, you may write, you may not write, is your wish. This is now beyond MBBS, little more advanced things that if you are doing a good exam, if you are having a good day, your examiner may be asking you. So now we are crossing the MBBS baseline pass criteria. We will now be discussing little more than MBBS. Okay, right. So yes, any question that you are having for me?
স্যার প্রেসারের
Hello?
যে ইনক্রিজটা স্যার প্রেসার ইনক্রিজটা যেটা বললেন না 70 80 90 100 ওই পয়েন্টটা আরেকবার এক্সপ্লেন করবেন কেন প্রেসারটা ইনক্রিজ করবে
Sir, simple thing. The next time you wear a moja or a socks, is the pressure uniform across the socks, or does it increase the time the socks is going down? What happens to a socks?
ইনক্রিজেস স্যার
Increases? No, sir, I don't feel so. Then I have to get that special type of moja then for me. The next time you wear a moja, how does the socks feel like? Sir, the amount of compression pressure or the tightness, sir, is the same. But in a varicose vein, the speciality is that the more you go down, what happens is the pressure of compression will increase. The pressure of compression will increase. Why has this been made like that? Because as you know, the more we go down the vein, pressure increases, and hence the external pressure that you require to stop that needs to be more also. So this is the reason a simple socks can cost maybe 100 rupees. A compression stocking is going to cost 2000 rupees because of this technological factor only. Now come to the next point. After this, the examiner can ask you, okay, good. Now let us go to little more advanced.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
sir, there is no role of anti-platelet aggregators here.
No, sir, absolutely not. This is a venous disease, venous disease, venous disease. This is a venous disease. This is not an arterial disease. This is a venous disease. I've repeated it maybe 10 times. There is no role for a prophylactic platelet aggregator. That will come when you talk about arterial diseases like atherosclerosis, Barger, etc. In venous disease, if the patient has a DVT, that is a different management. DVT has a different story. But in a venous disease, there is only one management. Don't stand for a long time. That may be the only treatment for a venous varicose vein. Okay. Now,
Sir?
questions? Yes.
স্যার বলছি যে রিমুভাল অফ ভ্যারিকোজ ভেন বাই স্ট্রিপিং যেটা বললাম আগের ক্লাসে বলেছিলাম ওই নার্ভটা অ্যাকম্পানি করে তো ওই নার্ভে যে এখানটা
We are going to
অ্যাকম্পানি
come.
করে
We are going to come.
সেটা
We are
ছেড়ে
going to
দেবো
come. Wait.
ওকে স্যার
Okay, come one by one. I will like to discuss this, as I've said. Okay, so time is short, so please. We are going to discuss, as I've said. There are questions in various layers. You must have recognized by this time now. Questions are in various layers because the questions that I have said are baseline questions to pass exam. Now, for getting a little bit of acha number, what are the clinical grades of a varicose vein? Now, this question is something that comes after the baseline. Please remember, you are not going to say this before this. The clinical grades of varicose vein, or the other question is, what is the CEAP classification? What is the CEAP classification? As I've said, this is not a MBBS baseline topic. If you want to forget this, please do. For the next 10 minutes, I'm going to speak little more advanced. What is the CEAP classification? CEAP is clinical, etiology, anatomy, and P stands for pathology. Clinical, etiology, anatomy, and pathology. Okay? Have you written up till this?
Yes.
Yes.
If you have written up till this, then as I've said, I will go a little more beyond MBBS and tell you something from Bailey Love. Is this page, this picture from Bailey Love? What does Bailey Love tell us? This is extremely important for your MCQ exam. In MCQ, this has now been the hot topic for the last 5 years. In an MBBS exam, if you want to forget, I have no problems. But please understand and then we'll talk. What are the clinical class or the grade of varicose vein? Can you see the screen, everyone? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good. The grade 0, is the screen very clear in front of you? Hello? Is no clinical findings or symptoms. Grade 1, telangiectasia or reticular veins means anything less than 3 millimeter. Grade 2 are varicose veins. You know what is a varicose vein now. Grade 3 is edema only due to a venous etiology. That means a patient who has a heart failure, please do not ascribe him to have a grade 3 CAP, clinical grade. No. Varicose vein and a edema. Please remember, it should be then, people don't understand this. Varicose vein plus edema. Varicose vein plus edema. What is a grade 4? Varicose vein plus pigmentation and or eczema. Varicose vein plus lipodermatosclerosis, also called atrophy blanchi. What is that one? I'm going to show you. Varicose vein plus prior ulceration now healed. Varicose vein plus active ulcer. Have you written this? Have you completed writing? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Done?
Yes.
Good. Now, there are other things like if they're asymptomatic A, if they're symptomatic S, that's it. Now, what does the word CE stand for? What does the word C stand for in CEAP?
Clinical.
Clinical. What does the word E stand for?
Etiology.
Etiology. Already I have told you what is a primary. Already I have told you what is a secondary. Out of secondary, you can have something called congenital. By this time, can you tell me what is the congenital cause of a varicose vein?
Triple Frenaway syndrome.
Very good. Yes, this comes as an MCQ. Which congenital disease produces a varicose vein is an AV fistula. What is A in the picture? CEAP.
Anatomy.
Anatomy. So varicose veins of the superficial system are S. Varicose veins of the perforator are P. But if there is also a Gundagol, say for example a deep vein thrombosis, it is also to be mentioned as D. Now now I'm making things very complex, I know that. Hence I told you this is not basically MBBS MCQ. What is the P in this one? What is the P? What is the P? What is the P?
Pathophysiology.
Pathophysiology. What is R? Is reflux. Why does reflux happen? Because
Incompetent.
valves.
Incompetent perforator.
Okay. What is O? Obstruction. Why does that thing happen?
DVT.
DVT or
DVT.
two.
Okay. Bus. If you have remembered this table from Bailey Love, believe me, everyone, this is a pure MCQ area. Nothing to do with an MBBS. In an MBBS, if you have not heard this, no problem. I am not telling you to say this in an MBBS, but in an MCQ world, this is damn important, particularly with your INISET examinations. Okay? Hello? Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If you have agreed, then tell me what is the CEP of this leg? What will be the C in this patient?
C6.
C6.
Active ulcer.
Why did you say C6, sir?
Active ulceration.
Active ulcerations. And what is the other thing that I told you? Okay. What is the E in this case? Probably is primary. What is the A in this patient? And what is the EP in this patient? Is R. Have you understood how do we write and CEP? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes.
This again and again and again and again is not an MBBS thing to be said in an exam. This can be injurious to your health, believe me. Statutory caution. You are not going to mention this in an MBBS viva ever. I have seen students who have understood this and then they have failed in exam because the examiner did not know this. And I am not joking, really. Please believe me that this is only for your MCQ reasons, because the last 5 years, this has become extremely important for an MCQ. And thus, if you did Bailey Love, this is very important for MCQ world. Have I made you understand up till this part? Hello? Yes, sir. Good. If you are, then the other parts of things are little more advanced. See this picture. This is again Bailey Love. What is a Mickey Mouse sign? I will just end within 5 to 10 minutes. What is a Mickey Mouse sign? Bailey Love again. Now, this is the face of the Mickey. Okay. Now, when I draw the face of the Mickey, what is the structure that I am trying to represent here?
Common femoral.
Is a common femoral vein. Okay. Now let us draw the other. Now let us draw an ear of the Mickey. This is which thing, sir?
Common femoral artery.
Artery. And let us draw one can of the Mickey. This is white one, sir. This is the great saphenous. Now, what happens exactly in a Mickey? Which one is the largest out of this? Simple, sir. This is the face of the Mickey. This is one ear of the Mickey. This is another ear. If there is a reflux or an SFJ is incompetent, what do you feel is going to happen? If this valve is incompetent, then what is going to happen? So the one ear of the Mickey will be much more than the other ear. So this sign is called as a Mickey Mouse sign. Could I make you understand this part?
Sir,
this is again, please? Okay, this is from pure Bailey Love again, 27th Bailey. Sir, understand that. What is this structure? What is this structure? The great saphenous vein. Where does the great saphenous vein normally drain into? The femoral vein. In a case of a varicose vein, what is the abnormality? if there is an incompetent SFJ, blood goes from the femoral vein to the, that means if this is the picture, blood goes like this. Okay, understood up till this point? So that means this part is enlarged. Okay, understood? So this is the reason 1 year of the Mickey is large. This completes the answer. Chalo.
স্যার ওখানে ফিমোরাল আর্টারি ওইটা মনে হচ্ছে কানেক্টেড আছে, ওটা কানেক্টেড নয় অ্যাকচুয়ালি।
কানেকশন নয় স্যার, ফিমোরাল আর্টারি কি করে কানেক্টেড হবে ভাই? এটা একটা আল্ট্রাসাউন্ড, এটা একটা আল্ট্রাসাউন্ডের সিঙ্গেল ভিউ। আল্ট্রাসাউন্ড ইজ আ ডাইনামিক ফাইন্ডিং। দিস ইজ মানে ইট ইজ এ মুভি। তুমি এটা একটা স্ক্রিনশট দেখছো। দিস ইজ এ মুভি স্যার, দিস ইজ এ স্ক্রিনশট। ওকে, চলো। Have I made you understand?
So, sir, Mickey Mouse sign is present normally.
Exactly. Mickey Mouse sign is present normally. Very good. So, if there is a distortion of the face of Mickey, that means what is your conclusion then? There is a reflux at the SFJ. Bas. Okay. Finally, what is the operation that is done? Now, this is something for everyone to write. So, please write. Last 10 minutes and operation done, varicose vein case khatam. What is the operation that is done? Please write the line and then I will explain everything. What is the nature of the operation that is done? Oh, by the way, what is this operation called as?
Trendelenburg.
Trendelenburg. What is this operation that is done? Question is, what is the operation that is done? What operation is done? Answer. So the operation is called as Trendelenburg. Please see the components. Flush ligation of SFJ. Number 1, I will use another color. Above knee stripping, second line. Third line, below knee subfascial perforator ligation. I have taken 3 colors, 3 lines so that you can say them independently. Then I will make you understand what are these things. Hello. Completed?
Yes, sir.
Good?
Yes.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Has everyone completed? This is a very, 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 very important thing. Has everyone completed?
Yes, sir.
Good. If you have completed, the only question to ask about is, what do you mean by the term flush ligation? Now everyone can write about this. What do you mean by the term flush ligation? The answer for this is ligating the, it is ligation of the saphenous vein at the junction with the femoral vein with ligation of all tributaries that drain in the saphenous vein. That means if this is the femoral vein, the great saphenous vein is like this, and the great saphenous vein has a few tributaries to be known. Okay, where are you going to put the ligature? Sir, I am going to put the ligature at this point. Hello, have you understood what is a flush ligation? And these ligatures are given, they are ligated twice into that. Have you completed writing? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you name me any terminal tributary of the great saphenous vein? The answer for them are number 1,
Superficial epigastric.
superficial epigastric. Very good.
Superficial
Number 2,
circumflex femoral.
superficial circumflex iliac. Number 3, superficial
pudendal.
external pudendal. At least these 3 are important for all. There are 2 or 3 more. You are not required. I can go more. What is accessory saphenous vein and many things. But sir, this is enough for everyone to remember. Superficial epigastric, superficial circumflex iliac, superficial external pudendal. Okay, chalo. So these are all done. Now, not an
tributary গুলো ligate করতে হবে।
Yes, sir. Tributary, exactly. Next question. ভালো নাম্বার পাওয়ার জন্য why? Why ligate the tributaries? Do you know, in this, I do not know how many of you see movies, what do these mafia dons say? Not only kill him, but also kill his family. Why?
They can also become varicose.
Recurrence যাতে
Exactly. Okay, chalo. So this is the point about this part. Now come to the next question. So has everyone taken this down? Can I proceed?
2 seconds, sir.
Can I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. If I can proceed, what does the word above knee stripping mean? It means this segment of the vein is removed. This segment of the vein is removed, and this maneuver of removal is called as stripping. You are not required to know the technical parts of the stripper, but just see one end of the picture. Okay, I will enlarge this part, in which see that on this side, this is the femoral vein. Okay, this is the femoral vein. Sorry, this is the femoral vein. What have we done with the great saphenous vein? We have disconnected the great saphenous vein. So this is the point where we have put the ligature. And we have introduced an instrument. We have introduced an instrument called as Mayer stripper. So the name of the stripper instrument is called as Mayer stripper. Mayer stripper looks like exactly a metal wire, but at one end of the wire, see this picture, this material is called as an olive. So this is called as a Mayer stripper, MCQ picture. And this is called as an olive. So the only thing that you are required to do is that at this point around the knee joint, ligate the great saphenous vein, ligate the great saphenous vein, and pull this thing like this. Now, as you can imagine, this olive is a big one, much bigger than the vein. If the olive is a much bigger than the vein, when the olive is going to come out through the tissue, what do you think is the fate of the vein? What do you think is the fate of the vein? It is like, very good. So it is like it is torn from inside out. Examiners will love the word. It is torn from inside out. That means the inside of the vein is now outside. So it is basically like you have a shirt, okay, and then in the shirt you are introducing your hand and you take out the hand. Which side of the shirt comes out? The inside part. So that's it. So that is something called as stripping. Why don't you do this below the knee?
Saphenous nerve.
Exactly. So there is a nerve that accompanies. What is the name of the nerve? Saphenous nerve. Yes. So for below the knee, what is the thing that you do? Sir, for below the knee, the only thing that we have done is, for below the knee, the only thing that we have done is understand that this color material is called as a deep fascia. This is the varicose vein, the big chunky varicose vein. And these are all the perforators that are going. So please see them. I should take another color for you maybe. Let me take my sparkle pen. This is good. The sparkle pen is good. Chalo. So these are all the perforators. So if these are the perforators, the only point is, how will you like to treat them? So the only thing is that I will like to treat them is, I pick up these perpendicular perforators and I ligate them. I just ligate this junction of T. I just ligate this junction of T, and it is usually that the ligature point, it is usually that the ligature point are kept. So these ligature points that are kept are usually not at this. So what I will do is that I will again mark the perforator for you and see this, that these are the perforators. So what we do is that we make small cuts in the skin. So the cuts in the skin look like this, and while we take the skin, the only thing that we are searching for is the perforator vein. And what we like to do is that we take a Wickel suture and put a suture at this point. Bus. This is called as subfascial ligation of perforator. Okay, done. Can I proceed? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Good. Right. Last two questions and this big case ends. What is
deep fascia
sclerotherapy?
ভেতর দিকে করতে হবে এটা।
Yes, deep fascia niche. Andar ki baat hai sir, subfascial ligation. Next question. What is sclerotherapy in varicose vein? As the name indicates, sclerotherapy is injection of irritant chemicals in the vein tributary. Now, when you irritate the vein, what is the obvious outcome that is going to happen when you irritate the vein? There is going to be a inflammation, and inflammation will lead to fibrosis, and that's it, no operation. So that means if this is the vein wall, and if there is an inflammation, this will lead to a fibrosis. So this is the logic of this operation or of this treatment. Now, when is sclerotherapy done? Sir, simple. This is the vein, sir. In the vein, what you have given is, you have given some amount of chemicals in this part. So when you give a chemical in this part, what happens to the vein wall? The two vein wall undergoes an inflammation, irritation. So inflammation and irritation is going to lead to a microclot formation. Clot formation will one day undergo fibrosis. And when there is a fibrosis, what is going to happen? The vein is obliterated. Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Good. When is sclerotherapy done? Okay, when is sclerotherapy done? Remember that sclerotherapy, so what people say is that this produces something called as an aseptic inflammation. Okay, so when is it done? Sir, sclerotherapy is usually done for grade 1 clinically. Oh, by the way, I really forgot. What is this grade 1 clinical according to the CEAP?
Reticular veins or telangiectasia.
Very good. That means what is the size of the veins? 3 millimeter. That means those veins. So many of you can look into your foot or legs, or you can see into your parents or grandparents. You will see multiple veins that are present. But these veins are less than 3 millimeter, and they are responsible for a bad cosmetic effect. So what to do in these veins? Very simple. What you can do is that you can take a 30 gauge needle. 30 gauge is the finest needle that you can have. Looks like an insulin syringe. And with this 30 gauge needle, you can inject an chemical, example being sodium decyl sulfate. Okay, strength is 3%. Or what we do nowadays is something called foam with the SDS, sodium tetradecyl sulfate, foam. First, and then after that, what is to be done? Simple, sir. Just put in a band-aid. After you have given the injection on the vein, just put a band-aid, maintain it for 48 hours. And when you have maintained it for 48 hours, remove it after 48 hours. What is the maneuver in which the vein is obliterated? Aseptic inflammation. Have I completed? Have you written this?
Yes, sir.
Good. Final part for more than honors. Examiner will like to say that, okay, doctor, now please, what are the modern modalities of treatment? Please remember that all these things that I have taught you till now are at least 50 years old. But again, they are mainly done in India, and hence the reason about teaching you. But this is not what the world does, and in Bailey Love, or not only Bailey Love, in your MCQ exams, these are things which are obsolete. What is the modern management that is done for a varicose vein? So the modern is something called as an endovenous treatment. And when you talk about endovenous treatment, there are multiple endovenous options. To start with, I will say the names, the full form only. Okay, is VNUS. So technically VNUS is also called as the radio frequency ablation of a varicose vein. Just remember this name. One line, radio frequency ablation. This comes as an MCQ. Point number 2, EVLT. What is EVLT? EVLT is endovenous laser ablation. The basic logic about this is that if this is the vein, the great saphenous vein, what you do is that, let me take my sparkle pen. I really love the sparkle pen. Okay. What is it that, oh my God. Itna bada to nahi hoga, boss. The wire has to be smaller than the vein. Okay, so let me take a patla wire. So let us introduce the wire up till this. And do you see what is happening when I am pulling the wire down backwards? What is the
fraction
doing to the rest of the vein? Not traction, sir. What is it doing? What are the sparkle things doing? They are burning the vein. They are ablating the vein. That means this procedure will require 0 blood loss. 1 ml blood bhi nahi loss hoga, and comes as an MCQ. Okay, job done. Chalo. So this completes the full class on varicose vein, including all advanced viva that you can be asked about. All things in varicose veins are done. Okay, so any questions? Acha, Shamul da ke jigesh kori. Shamul da, আমরা 15 থেকে 20 মিনিট কিছু এমসিকিউ করে নেব না ক্লাসটা এন্ড করব? Just a minute, let me ask Shamul da. Hello. Yes, your question, please.
Sir,
can you repeat that Avobni stripping?
Avobni stripping. Sir, the Avobni stripping business is in this picture. The Avobni stripping is that this part of the vein is removed. Okay. Now, how is it removed? It is done by an instrument called as Mayer stripper. The stripper is a metallic wire which has on its one end a big bulky thing called as an olive. It looks like a cone, an ice cream cone like thing. So this thing is called as an olive. There, see the picture. So what is done is that when you introduce the wire and pull the wire inside out. So when the wire is going to come out, what is the wire going to take with it in the specimen? The vein. So this is the way we do the stripping.
Sir, in ankle
modified part
perforators,
stage.
why there is a prominence in T1 and T2?
I could not understand. In ankle perforator, why should there be prominence in T1 and T2? If you are doing this test, in an ankle perforator, देखो, if there is a T1, T2, what did I draw the T1 and T2? Okay, so jaldi dekh lete hain. This is the T1, this is the T2, this is the T3. Oh, sorry. Just a minute. What is the T3? The T3 is this like. Now, if you're thinking about ankle perforators, the ankle perforators are this point. Okay, now these are the ankle perforators. So if the ankle perforators get, so if there is an ankle perforator problem, then the vein of this segment will be done like this. Okay, done. So this will be your friend. Okay, chalo. So varicose veins are done.
স্যার মডিফাইড বার্থ টেস্টে আপনি বললেন না ক্রনিক ডিভিটিতে মানে রুল আউট করার জন্য মানে তাহলে মানে ক্রনিক হলে কি ওটা মানে লজ করতে পারে না ওইখানে নেটটা কেটে
No. Chronic hole, remember that there is a fibrosis that has happened, sir. Chronic DVT is associated with a fibrosis. Chronic DVT, remember that, is associated with a fibrosis. Huh? Hence, it is very unlikely that chronic DVT will dislodge. Acute DVT is always it can happen.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Acute DVTs can dislodge.
Sir, is there any difference? Hello.
Yeah, go on.
Yes, sir. Is there any difference between the treatment modalities of acute and chronic DVT? Though I know that this is not about DVT, sir.
You will see. In acute DVT, there is only one word to remember. That is anticoagulation. You will stop the progress of the DVT from the iliac vein to the vena cava. Okay. Your basic idea is thrombolysis. Thrombolysis can be done by medical therapy. If medical therapy fails, then nowadays we do something called as catheter-directed thrombolysis. It is more or less the same logic as you treat a myocardial infarction, except that it is happening in a vein, not an artery. What are the thrombolytic drugs? At least know one, something called as heparin. So this is the logic about acute DVT. Now, the problem with acute DVT is that acute DVT is not a single day disease. For an acute DVT, after the first few days, you change from heparin to warfarin. This is the management about acute DVT. Now, talk about now acute DVT is better prevented. For that, we have prevention drugs like low molecular weight heparin, newer drugs like dabigatran, etc. Whereas on the other side, a chronic DVT is a permanent disease. Once there is a chronic DVT, it is for life. It cannot be changed. That will lead to lots of changes like venous hypertension and lipodermatosclerosis.
Sir, can you please explain the Mickey Mouse sign once more?
Mickey Mouse sign. Okay, so I need to open the presentation again. Just a minute then.
Sir, calcium dobacilated function টা কি?
Lipodermatosclerosis মধ্যে difference? Calcium dobasilate is a venostabilizing drug. That is what the manufacturers tell about the calcium dobasilate story. So they claim that this is the venous stabilizer drug. Yes. What was the question like?
Sir, atrophy blanches or ADS में the difference?
The Mickey Mouse sign.
Mickey Mouse sign. Can you see the screen in front of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The face of the Mickey, remember that this is the face of the Mickey. This is the face of the Mickey. Now see the ears of the Mickey. This is one ear and this is another ear of the Mickey. Okay, complete. So what happens in a reflux? When there is incompetent valves, when there is more blood, what do you think is going to happen to?
That will go from femoral artery to great saphenous vein. Femoral vein to great saphenous vein. Yes.